In June 2017, 4 years after devolution began in Kenya, the stage was set for sharing experiences and learning. County governments came together to the first ever Innovation and Learning Forum in Nairobi. 235 delegates representing 47 Kenyan counties, local, regional and global social investors and institutions gathered to showcase innovations that could accelerate the pace of economic development in Kenya. The two-day event held on the 16th and 17th of June was organized by the Council of Governors Maarifa Center in collaboration with the World Bank and USAID.
It's important that people learn from others because that's when we can know what we already know in different parts of the country.
You know, these events, and I think the day today is really about peer learning, because you can have somebody having a great idea, even putting that idea in practice, and it stays there. So how do you get that innovation to be shared with everybody?
In 2016, the Council of Governors set up Maarifa Center as a hub for knowledge sharing on devolution.
There's a lot happening in devolution, and there's a lot of information being generated, and this information is with different institutions, different entities.
Maarifa Center is both a virtual and physical platform where people share best practices, or also request for information on issues that they may not be conversant with on devolution.
Kenya has got 2 levels of government.
I'm coming from the county government of Mombasa. My expectation after this forum will be able to pick up technologies which has been tested in other countries, which we can replicate in our county, Mombasa.
I am from Lamu County. Coming here, I had the interest of learning what other counties that are similar to Lamu are doing in terms of agriculture, in terms of innovation, in terms of involvement of youth in agriculture. And I was interested in learning what social enterprise is all about.
Maarifa Center is one great idea. Today is the time you got to change yourself in thinking. Innovation starts with you. Now, how many of you are committed to this innovation? Tell me, and I want you to raise your hand. Are you going to innovate yourself to be a new Kenyan? Do we have the first thinking that, yes, we can do it? We can do it.
On the first day, a number of exciting innovations and development solutions were shared by counties. Kiambu County, for example, presented an effective solution for solid waste management.
It included correction of the waste, transportation to the site, and now the site management. And the innovation included bringing in technology, which we got from Japan, which is actually a very simple innovation. It can actually be replicated because it's cheap to implement.
Makueni County's universal healthcare innovation is responding to the need for an affordable and inclusive health insurance plan.
We looked at our healthcare, the uptake of insurance services, and we realized it is very low, and came up with a scheme where patients pay 500 shillings per year, and then they get a unique card, and this card is given to the principal member in the family. So with that card, you're able to access the services and you don't pay a cent at the point of service.
Since the Universal Healthcare Scheme was unveiled, more than 100,000 beneficiaries in Makueni County have benefited from the program. In the wake of the lethal maize necrosis disease, which ravaged thousands of acres of land, the farmers of Bomet County undertook production of sweet potatoes in place of maize. This innovation has seen more than 4,000 farmers plant sweet potatoes in various parts of East Bomet and processes them at the sweet potato milling plant.
The county government supported these farmers in establishing this processing plant for milling the sweet potato into flour, and now value adding, making bread and other products like queen cakes and muffins and all that.
Nairobi County boasted its new mobile payment innovation system called Ijiji Pay. Ijiji Pay is a mobile payment system allowing motorists in Nairobi to use their mobile phones to pay for parking across the city.
I remember when we did the first payments for parking, people couldn't believe it. And they were asking, so now if I pay with my phone, how does the county person know? And how will they be able to check and see that I have paid if I don't have a receipt? No, I need a receipt.
Since the introduction of EGG Pay, Nairobi County has been able to collect more than double of its parking fees and other charges. After receiving knowledge and tips from the county innovators, the participants were eager to brainstorm, and the World Cafe session provided the perfect space for everybody to connect.
We have a number of really exciting sessions. We have sessions that allow people to really interact, to engage, to feel that they're all innovators themselves.
The most exciting exercise for me was the balloon, whereby we went into tables, we shared ideas, then at the end of the session you carry that balloon to another table and give another solution to the next step.
We had about 25 tables, and each table developed a really exciting visual. Some developed metaphors, others illustrations around how can innovation be identified, captured, shared, and replicated. And these will feed into the work program of Marifa Center, really, because Marifa Center is, of course, supposed to support the counties in peer learning and knowledge sharing.
So much. Excellent.
And with innovation being one of the key words spoken during the interactive roundtable sessions, this gave a seamless link for the private sector to share their experiences. WeFarm were up first.
My name is Muni Buika.
WeFarm's free peer-to-peer SMS service is geared towards providing farmers an opportunity to interact, connect and tap from expertise of fellow smallholder farms in Africa, Asia and Latin America.
Farming techniques.
1 Acre Fund first started in Kenya in 2006 with less than 100 farmers. Since then, it has grown to now serve over 400,000 hard-working smallholder farmers across 6 countries in Eastern and Southern Africa.
Some very simple techniques like planting in rows, seed spacing, can have a huge impact on yields for farmers and can help them work their way out of poverty.
Safi Organics provides a low-cost organic fertilizer that not only reduces soil acidity but also increases farmers' yields.
As a professor of entrepreneurship, coming here and meeting all the counties representatives here and listening to the problems in the counties, it now helps me to shape and design and tailor the entrepreneurship program to each and every county.
In a marketplace setting, participants shared and learned about game-changing technologies, products and services from around the world.
We have seen many products, like in Bomet County, they have exhibited the use of potato to make bread and other confectionaries. I think that is very exciting because it is displaying a lot of value chain that can produce many products within one product.
The space created opportunities for networking and transfer of knowledge.
I've seen a technology called solar-powered boreholes. I think it's a simple technology which has been tested in other countries, and we can also ask the county government to support our farmers so that they can also use that technology for small-scale vegetable production.
The marketplace promoted innovations that have already been tried and tested in Kenya from the international arena. India presented the integrated telemedicine innovation currently running in Kisumu and Homa Bay counties in Kenya. This innovation connects doctors and patients remotely through teleconsultations using radio and audio alongside available clinical and non-clinical data.
The reason why it is most important for a country like Kenya is the accessibility of the healthcare and the scarcity of the doctors to treat the majority of the population, especially at the countryside.
The delegates from Rwanda were keen to show off their own innovative ideas, with land husbandry, water harvesting and hillside irrigation high on the agenda.
So the land husbandry and water harvesting program was a new program. So the first challenge really was to teach, educate, and farmers, communities, policymakers, for them to understand that there are new ways out there that can sort out the issue of soil erosion. So we had about 160 young graduates that came from university that came to supervise about 40,000 farmers that were working on the land to ensure quality, to ensure that farmers understood what they needed to do.
And I was impressed by the lady from Rwanda. The terrain in West Pokot is similar to that one that he showed us. So I want to take this early opportunity to welcome you to West Pokot so that we can implement the same also.
In efforts to translate the knowledge gained from this forum into action, each county was challenged to select their top 5 priority innovations to either pilot, adopt or scale up, and then see how they could potentially fit into their own county's plans and budgets. The pressure was on.
In our county, biggest challenge we have is youth unemployment. And through the solutions we saw, I think we are taking a message of hope back home. This forum has built our capacity, opened our eyes.
Considering the huge demand for innovation and learning expressed during the forum, participating institutions and social enterprises discussed strategies for better engaging with counties to meet this need.
We work together in different platforms like this, and I like this particular meeting in the sense that you bring various players together to discuss issues. And the approach that where you show videos, you show practical activities taking place in the field is the only best way we can learn where opportunities exist. Each county needs the mentors for the youth. These youth need referrals. So each county, we're going to work with them to establish that kind of catalytic role of market-led incubators based on the ecosystem in that particular county. And that will be our priority moving forward.
What we've noticed so far is that most private sector vendors have challenges partnering with the county because of the complex procurement processes. Going forward, we've set up a WhatsApp group between the vendors and the counties, and we are going to have follow-on actions in terms of how do we facilitate private sector innovators to partner with counties to make extension work.
The problem all over the country is that extension staff are few, and farmers are not adequately reached by the few extension staff. So application of the new technologies or the internet services, the WhatsApp in meeting farmers is actually a lesson that should be scaled up. And I think in Lamu we are going to introduce that to our farmers and our extension staff.
As counties go home with what they've selected in the blue cards to present back in the counties, if you get stuck, please contact us.
We are sure that from Marifa Center, ideas will be tested and will be ready for scale up to other county governments. And the Kenya Devolution Support Program will help in the process of scaling up.
I think right now a forum such as this, sponsored with the Council of Governors, is critical. We have to have more of these. These are knowledge sharing forums, not political events. The politics is largely done now. It will always go on at one level, but now it's about learning, it's about innovating, it's about serving people. So the more we can do this type of knowledge sharing, the better for the people of Kenya.
Many youth outside there think that to be innovative, you have to have that financial muscle, of which what I have learned from this innovation is that wherever you are, you can be innovative in a certain level.
Very special recognition goes to the Council of Governors team for having conceptualized and organized this very, very successful event. I'm really impressed.
Counties are beginning to learn from each other. They don't have to wait for the council to call them. And we have managed to link the counties. Now the counties are moving on their own.
Asante Maulana, kuibariki Kenya yang'ara, tena kudongwa rotuba, kijani kibichi o mazingira. Oh.